Hello, welcome to Talkers Reviews. This time I have a smaller game for you. It's called Cave Troll.
They have a cave troll.
This is an older game, but it has a new coding or suit, as you might say. So in this game, when it's a reprint, usually it is because it's good, or maybe just in demand. So what's this case? Let's find out. This is a game about area control, actually. So the cave troll theme seems very cool, right? But in fact, you're just going into these rooms, standing in the rooms with the most coins, and standing there to gain victory points. Treasure. Sounds a bit dull, maybe. Well, of course, you have all of these miniatures, and you have the cards, and you have this handout here, two-sided, with the two variants of the game. And all of this stuff will let you do awesome stuff on the board. So for instance, this adventure here, it's just not a figure, it has a special ability, a special power. And so does the cave troll, the nefarious cave troll, which we all learn to respect in this game. So I'm going to tell you what this game is about, and I'm going to tell you the differences between the classic mode and the variant mode. And then the conclusion. It's a simple game, so let's just jump right into it.
Hello.
This episode is sponsored by my total awesome Patreon supporters at patreon.com, and they have voted Cave Troll to be this review. Thank you so much to you guys, I really appreciate it. And if you can't support me financially, you can always share with your friends and share on Facebook and share with the community. And I really appreciate all kinds of support, so thank you a lot. I really love you guys. The game goes around the table and each player gets 4 actions to do on their turn. And that action is to draw a card. But when you do that, you also have to play a card. So at all times you have 1 card on your hand, and then you draw a card. Okay, so now I have to choose between Knight and Wraith and play either of these cards. I can't keep them both, I have to play one. So I can either take the Wraith miniature or the Knight miniature and place it on the board. Another thing I can do is to activate a figure I have on the board already, like this one, action. This will allow me to do special things with this figure if he is present and all the requirements are fulfilled. Otherwise, I can move a figure on the board, or I can activate an artifact which I might have discovered earlier. And artifacts are powerful cards, but they are worth points at the end of the game if you do not use them. So on my turn as a blue player, I could choose now to draw a card, but then I also have to play a card. So in this case, I can choose between Cave Troll or Adventurer. So no matter which I play, the other card will be kept on my hand until I draw another one again. So you always have the option of playing it later. So in this case I'm going to play the Cave Troll, and it says place the Cave Troll in any room. So normally you have to place them on the staircases here, which are the entrance, or the monsters have to come from the well because they are coming from the underworld. But now I can just place him maybe there. So in case some other players had characters here, let's say it was like this and I placed it there. So now they have the option of running away with 1 figure each to an adjacent room. So this player will lose the green marker because he can only escape with 1 of his characters. But now in the classic mode, there's no way to enter this room again because the troll is just standing there and no one can enter the cave troll's room. So it's a very nice way to secure those high valued rooms if you get it early. So in the variant mode, the troll is not safe at all because the dwarf is a dwarf killer, it's a giant killer, and he can just come in and charge against, wrong color though, charge against the troll, and he will die in the effort, but both of the figures will be gone from the game board, which is a nice thing for the opposing players, of course, and you can't secure those rooms anymore. Another thing I can do is to play an action from one of my already played cards, like this Wraith here. Action, push 1 character from the Wraith's room to an adjacent space. So if I had the Wraith already outside, let's see, he was there, I can use the action to push him in there, for instance, to a lower valued room, and just to make sure I can secure this room myself. And maybe I can move a character inside here, which is the last So the last thing I can do to just move characters. Well, not the last thing. Another thing I can do is to play one of the artifact cards, which I have here, and they give me one special power. The artifacts are gained through your own deck, and you can only get one per game. If I play it, I will lose the 3 points which I could have gained at the end of the game. But if I play it, you gain a very nice bonus, a one-time bonus, and they are often worth to be played instead of saved for later. To win the game, you need the most points, of course, but the scoring isn't automatic. It doesn't happen after your turn or anything. No, it happens after a set of these sand timers here, up here. So if I play this card, we will add this to a pool. So now we have 2 sand timers, and when the red player later goes here, we have 3. So when the 4th sand timer is added, I think it's 4, we trigger scoring, and then we score every single room where there are figures in. And this one, for instance, is 3 points, and this one is 4 points and 2 points, and of course you have rules for ties and such. The treasure chest may enhance the value of the room, but of course you need to have a figure there as well to have a majority. So there are many things also that can change the rules on how to divide the loot depending on the figures and game mode you play. So it's very interesting, all these things you can do to manipulate the map. Well, that is Cave Troll in a nutshell. So it's a simple game to explain, a simple game to play, and a simple game to learn. So I like it. It's small, it's compact. Oh yeah, it's small. That is one thing about the game. All these miniatures, they're very nice though. They are very small, so sometimes it's hard to differentiate these differences. Like this one. One is adventure, the other one is a knight. And if it's in the right angle or the wrong angle, depending on how you see it, you will see a wrong figure there and you will do a mistake based on that. But that is also kind of the cool thing about the game, because the theme really comes through here. At the base, it's just a really dry area control, place figures here and have most control here, and you gain points because you have the most control. But with these abilities here, you are able to change the rules and knock other players out of their zone or something based on this action. So it's very interesting. And of course you have no full control here because the figures are dependent on which cards you get. And there is one weakness with the classic game. The Cave Troll is way too powerful. If you get him early and you place him in the 5 room, bang, and it's scored a lot, you have a huge advantage over all other players because you have many more points, of course, and you can't get rid of it. But in the variant mode, you can. Everybody can. So, yeah, the classic mode is more for the Euro gamers, I think, because there are less things to sabotage other players, and you have less options of getting that perfect score, especially if you add a treasure chest there as well. Then it's really bad. You have more points. Yeah, it happened to me once, and I just won by a mile because no one could stop me. And if they tried to do anything else, I would just stop them there. So yeah, the classic game is not for me. It's enjoyable, but it has more predictability. The variant game though has much more action going on and stuff to do, and yeah, I really like this more. But overall, I think this is an interesting game. You have a lot of options to do, but you only have these 2 cards to choose from turn to turn. So there are some luck based, of course, but all these characters and interaction really makes this game interesting. And you can even time the scoring by not playing the cards with the sand timers, and yeah, just do your best to manipulate the board and get the most points. And of course, if one player is really in the lead, people will gang up against you, and that's how it's supposed to be. So I really enjoy Cave Troll. It's a nice game. Is it balanced? No, not really, but it's a bit random, but I do enjoy that. It's a tactical game where you change the position based on what you have there and then. So it's a good recommendation from me. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you again. Until next time, have fun gaming!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool Stuff, in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.